Hello and welcome to Rock Studios. I'm Joe Biondo, Strategic Marketing Manager for OEMs here at Rockwell, and I'm excited to share with you today a conversation on how you can unlock valuable data insights trapped in your machines and equipment with new DataReady Solutions. Joining me today to share their insights are Justin Garski and Matt Hansen. Thank you both for being here. Let's start with some introductions. Justin, why don't you go first?
Sure. I'm Justin Garski. I manage our OEM segment here in North America for packaging and converting print web.
And I'm Matt Hansen, Director of our Trusted Content, part of our technology and innovation organization, helping build and lifecycle manage a lot of the different content that Rockwell Automation offers to our customers.
Thanks, Matt and Justin. Now on to the questions. From your perspectives, what are some of the biggest hurdles we are facing with data as it relates to machines and manufacturing?
Yeah, I think this one's, there's a lot to that answer, but I think the biggest piece is we've just got a lot of bad data, whether it's inconsistent, it's siloed. The big piece we're going to talk about a little bit is around context, right? So we don't really know what all this stuff is doing or where it's coming and going. It's just, there's a lot of it, and without a data scientist or a data wrangler, you're kind of on an island, so it makes it tough.
Yeah, I think the other thing too, when I think about some of the themes this week really around the journey to autonomy that you've heard our executives talk about and you've seen on our show floor here, there's a number of things that require good data, right? And so it really is going to be a foundation for our customers as they want to become more autonomous in their operations. The basis of it all comes from how can I maximize the data that I'm getting out of my plant floor.
Okay. So I've heard you both talking about this DataReady concept for a while now. Can you tell me a bit about where that came from and what it does for us?
Yeah, so it was a topic that actually I think it was 3 years ago in Chicago at a trade show. We kind of had this idea as we were figuring out how to get data to and from, and all these different problems of the context and the pieces not fitting together. And we said, well, what if we just set aside and pre-built some of these data models, right? And so that was kind of our initial goal, and from there, Matt and Dan and the rest of the team have done some great things around pre-building standard objects and dashboards that help us get some of that fundamental data layer put together, and it's all based on a cool technology called Smart Objects.
Yep. Yeah, so maybe just to add a little bit to that, so DataReady really you can think of as a lifecycle managed library, right? So it's going to be a set of components for our Logix controllers, including add-on instructions as well as our smart objects. And then there's FactoryTalk Optics content as well, right? There's a number of different information models and use cases that this can be deployed for, but the whole intent here is to create some standardization and make it easy for our customers to implement this into their control systems.
Great. Now, you mentioned smart objects. Can you explain what they are and why are they important?
Yeah, so smart objects is a great capability that exists within our Logix controllers today. It really allows you to contextualize, collect data, and organize that into information models. The collection piece is also really interesting as well, where today most, I'd say, automation systems or historian systems for data collection are based on periodic or cyclic data update rates. What we're doing with DataReady and with Smart Objects really allows you to create transactional data. So you're only capturing data when it's interesting or it's meaningful. It minimizes the number of repeated records that are in your data set, so it makes a very clean data set that allows our customers, as they want to take this data, integrate it into their IT systems and make insightful decisions off of it. It cleans that data set up and makes it super, super easy to use.
Great. So how does DataReady enable data-driven, intuitive equipment and seamless data access?
Yeah, so for me, when I think about it's the 5th of July, right? So we shut down all of our factories on the 4th. We have all the fireworks and hot dogs and hamburgers we can stand. And we turn these factories back on the 5th and they just don't work, right? We've got dead batteries, we've got things that weren't lubricated or started up right. Maybe something was left in the process and now instead of having a yogurt, we've got a chunk of glue that's hardened there in the middle of a machine. And so when we think about that, we go, okay, as a service person, the phone would ring and say, hey, my machine doesn't work. And 25 years ago, we had engineers on plants, we had maintenance staff that could read a fault log. We don't have that anymore. And so smart objects and DataReady will get you that information and those things that you need to make the call on what's going on and what's wrong right at the machine. So you don't have to send it anywhere, and we're enabling somebody who maybe worked at a convenience store or a restaurant yesterday to be able to actually troubleshoot and diagnose what's going on with this multi-million-dollar asset without a lot of training. So that's kind of what we're hoping it's going to do, and what we're actually seeing it do.
Yeah, and maybe to add to that as well is, DataReady also allows a way to standardize all of that information that operators are going to see. So every machine coming into a plant, if they're using DataReady, it's going to be very consistent information that's presented to an operator. That also now makes it really easy when we think about what else do you want to do with that data beyond just enabling the operator to better run that machine. But if you want to pull that out and integrate that into your IT system, now having these consistent information models and consistent data patterns allow integration to other systems a heck of a lot easier. And the fact that we've built this off our FactoryTalk Optics platform, the amount of egress capabilities that exist within Factory Optics are very powerful, so it makes it very easy to integrate into other IT systems as well.
Great, that's fantastic. Let's have two more questions. I think we have enough time. How does Premier integration with Rockwell Automation technologies simplify system integration? How does this all tie together?
Yeah, so I mean, maybe I'll start on that one. Justin, feel free to add. Again, building off of our Logix architecture using add-on instructions and smart objects, and then our FactoryTalk Optics platform. This really makes for a simple deployment of this content, right? And the fact that Rockwell is going to lifecycle manage this DataReady library, and there's going to be subsequent releases of this library that add additional capabilities. This makes it very, very simple for our customers to quickly implement this. They don't have to worry about developing a standard or developing a hierarchy of what information is really important. We're going to take all of that hard work out of it, make it as easy as possible for our customers.
I think the other thing I'll add to that a little bit is around, we have all the data. So we hear a lot about disparate systems, third-party bolt-ons of, hey, I'm gonna put a sensor on my motor and I'm gonna monitor temperature and vibration. And I always make the comment, I bet the data looks really good between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. when the machine doesn't run, right? So of course it's not vibrating, it's not hot. And when you think about what Matt and the team have done with these objects and that whole integration from start to finish, we have it. We know exactly where the data came from, we know where it was born, we know where it's going, and we know what the machine was doing at the time. So again, my machine was vibrating. Was it running or was it not running? Was it running a 1 pound product or a 1,000 pound product? We have all that data. It's super seamless.
Yep.
Same thing in packaging, right? Things go wrong when you let go of the product and you go through a conveyor transition. If you've got the data, don't ever drop it, because as soon as you do, now you have to pick up the pieces to figure out how you get it back into context.
Absolutely. So, yeah, our architecture is the core where this data is born. So let's make sure that we can take advantage of that.
Fantastic, that's great. So what does the future hold for DataReady Solutions and Smart Manufacturing?
Yeah, so I mean, we're super excited. We made our first release of the DataReady library this week for Automation Fair, so that is available for customers to download from the Product Compatibility and Download Center. Everything you need to get it up and running and deployed is there, but beyond that, we're really excited to start working about kind of the what's next, right? And so we're looking to expand information models, expand into different applications for different industries and different use cases. There's a lot of work we're going to do also around one of our current information models on OEE. We're going to build that out from more of a machine level solution to be able to actually aggregate multiple machines together and create a line level solution as well. So yeah, we're really looking to build out a lot more capability and functionality, and our hope is that 1 to 2 times per year we'll have an additional release with more expanded capabilities for DataReady.
Great, well it sounds like the future is bright. Thank you both for sharing this great information. To see the link in the post to learn more about DataReady Solutions.